as of August 11th, 2021, Season 4 Battle Pass is live with Week 1 challenges being available for both people who had the Battle Pass bought and people who don't. Uh, they implemented this last time they did the Battle Pass. Everybody who plays the game has access to all the challenges in the Battle Pass. But if you have the Battle Pass bought, you actually get the extra rewards down here. But if you don't have the Battle Pass bought, you can still get to uh, max tier, which is tier 85, but you just won't get anything in the gold track until you buy the battle pass. But with that being said, I'm going to do a little bit of a guide on how to do all these challenges. I've started some of them. This is only from me playing like 2 games. I was just testing a couple things out, making sure that my notes were correct and that my tips actually made sense. So I'm just going to show you guys basically how to get these done as fast as possible and as efficiently as possible, so that you have a lot more time to just relax and play the game and not worry about getting the challenges done before the next week and then having to do more challenges. And I'm going to do this for both week 1 and week 2, so I'm going to try to get these out as quick as possible once the new challenges come out. But since this is week 1 challenges, I'm just going to try to get these done so that people can watch this video and learn how to get these challenges done as quick as possible for the next week. So the first challenge in the Battle Pass, Emote on Core's platform. For those of you who don't know what Core's platform is, it is this platform right here on Blackguard's Keep. Doesn't matter which one you play, whether it's the big or the small, they work on both. You want to come over here onto this platform, and you just want to emote. It's the leftmost platform in Blackguard's Keep. This is for both the big one and the small one. All you gotta do is emote it on it once, and then continue to play the game afterwards, and after the game is done, that challenge will be finished. Battle Pass challenge number 2 is Scythe KOs. The only thing that I could really say about this challenge, it's not something that can really be done easily. It's not really like a challenge that can be done using any type of tips or tricks. Really, all you want to do is, for this challenge, just play Scythe a little bit more. If you're not comfortable with the weapon, then just try to watch some guides, get familiar with the weapon. My Scythe guide is still in the works, unfortunately. It's a very long video, but I'm working hard to get it out there. But basically what you want to do is you just want to play Scythe as much as you can, learn the weapon, and then figure out how to get kills with that weapon, and that should help you with the challenge. Another thing you can do, and this is going to be talked about for a lot of the challenges that require KOs or damage, majority of the time you want to be playing in free-for-all, mainly because of the amount of kills and stuff you can get in a free-for-all queue. Another thing that I ended up learning today, you cannot play in the Brawl of the Week to complete challenges. Playing in the Brawl of the Week does not complete any of the Battle Pass challenges. It will complete some of these daily challenges, but none of mine would have been completed by me playing them. But I tried to play them earlier because the Brawl of the Week is the invisibility game mode, the Ghost in the Fortress, and its damage is boosted by 300%, so I thought that if you play in that game mode, you'll be able to build up damage a lot faster. But because the damage is boosted, it doesn't actually count towards your Battle Pass challenges, so you have to be playing in either any of the queues right here under the play category or any of the queues in the ranked category. None of the other categories that you play in will work for these challenges, so you want to be playing in free-for-all, strikeout, friendly 2v2, experimental, or any of the ranked queues in order to get these challenges done. The mode that works the best for these challenges, as you can see, it even says recommended, is the free-for-all game mode. This is because it's a 3-minute game with unlimited stocks and base damage, and in this game mode you can get as many kills as you possibly can and build up as much damage as you possibly can, and this will help you do the challenges a lot faster. Whereas in an experimental game, strikeout, friendly 2v2, anything like that, you're only limited to about 3 to maybe 6 kills if you're playing a 2v2 game mode, but you're only limited to at most 3 kills per game, and that's really going to hurt you when you're trying to build up these challenges and get them done, because you want to be doing them as quickly as possible with as much numbers added onto your damage as possible. So playing free-for-all is really going to help out with that, because you can build up a lot more damage, you can get a lot more kills, and you have a lot more lives in order to uh, get those things done. The next challenge is Gauntlet light attack damage. Looking at the character's stats at base, Cross, Caspian, Zariel, and Petra all have the highest attack stat for gauntlets, so playing these characters is going to be able to get you that damage buildup a lot faster than, say, playing Mordex, who only has at base 6, or Onyx, who has at base 5, or even uh, Rayman, who also has at base 5. Wushang at base also has 5. So it's not that much less. You're still getting some pretty solid damage numbers, but playing Caspian or not Wushang, or Zariel or Petra, especially Petra, is going to help you get these damage numbers up a lot faster than any of the other Gauntlet characters. Orb heavy attack damage is the next challenge, and as I mentioned in the last challenge, Petra is a good legend for the Gauntlet challenge. Same thing for this one. Petra has the highest attack stat for all the Orb legends, so playing Petra and swapping off both her Orb and Gauntlets is going to help you get the previous challenge and this challenge done as well. I recommend using her N-Sig, because her N-Sig on Orb does the most amount of damage, and you can also combo into it off of a sidelight, and it's unjumpable. So let's say the opponent doesn't have a dodge and you have an open shot on them. If you're trying to build up that heavy attack damage, doing sidelight into an N-Sig is going to work. As you can see, he tried to jump out of it, but he couldn't jump out of it in time. So sidelight into N-Sig is a very good combo string. N-Sig also does 25 damage, which is the most out of her SIGs. This one only does 20, and this one right here does 22. And again, it's a little bit different, I think. I don't know off the top of my head what Sentinel's defense stats are, but she does around 20 plus damage, and her N-Sig just does the most. So sidelight into an N-Sig being unjumpable is a good string to use if they don't have a dodge. Another reason why Petra is such a good legend for this challenge, and especially for this week, is because of her active input on her Gauntlet's side sig. So the Octavius Mordex skin challenge states that you need to get active input attack KOs. Now, I'm going to go over those challenges more specifically later, and which attacks have active input in the game. But Petra has her side sig that has active input if you hold up, so that's also going to help you with getting that challenge done as well. So Petra is a very good legend to be using for a lot of these challenges this week. The next challenge is getting dash jump ground pound KOs. I can't really give you any tips on how to do these, because in reality there's really no tips on doing them, except for maybe using a weapon like Spear, because of how big its area of effect is. If you dash jump and ground pound, it's going to carry over this whole wall. It's going to take over the whole wall and be a lot easier to hit people. But Gauntlets as well is another good one because of the ability to steer it. If you hold left and right while you're doing the ground pound, you can steer it. You can go all the way over here. You could even go a little bit backwards, as you can see, or you can just go straight down. So Gauntlets and Spear are going to be very good for doing these challenges. Great Sword as well, because of Great Sword's massive spike hitbox. As you can see with Great Sword, if you do a dash jump ground pound and they're low to the wall, it sweeps the entire wall, and it's a lot easier to hit than doing a lot of other ground pounds. But it really depends on preference, because Sword is also very good for dash jumping and ground pounding because of how fast it is. But it really, again, like I said, it's really preference, because it really just depends on what weapon you play and if you're accurate when doing this. And in order to complete this challenge, you have to get 2 KOs, with that being the way you kill them, 3 times. So 2 of their stocks have to be taken by a dash up ground pound, and it has to be done 3 times. And again, you can do this in a free-for-all game mode to be a little bit more accurate with it and do them a lot faster, since there's more opponents and you have more opportunities to actually get the challenge done. The next Battle Pass challenge is to get 1 KO in a 1v1 match before receiving 50 total damage. There's no real helpful tip for getting this done because there's no like tips and tricks. Another thing about this challenge is they specifically state that resetting your stock or losing your stock before you take the 50 damage does not reset it. So let's say he does 32 damage to me and I jump off the map and I come back to try to get the kill. I'm still gonna have 32 on my damage counter uh, accumulated because I took 32 damage. It's total between all three of your stocks. So if you take damage, when you die, it does not reset the damage taken. So you have to do it before you take 50 total damage between all three of your stocks. This next section is going to be pretty long, but I'm going to try to detail it out as best as possible. The next Battle Pass challenge is Reversal Signature KOs. What a Reversal Signature KO is, by their definition, a reversal signature that sends in the opposite direction that you're facing at the start of the SIG. For example, Bolivar down SIG. At the start of the SIG, I'm facing the right, and at the end, he is sent to the left. The opponent is sent to the left. So that is considered a reversal signature, and you need to get 20 KOs with reversal signatures. So I'm in a match, I'm fighting, and I do this. That's going to count towards one of the reversal signature KOs. And you can do more than one per match, it's not just one, so you can get them as many times as you want. Like I said, in a experimental or a ranked 1v1 queue, you're only going to be able to do this at a maximum of 3 times, but if you do this in a free-for-all queue, you could do this as many times as possible. So you want to be doing this in free-for-all to get it done as quickly as possible. Now I'm going to detail every character in the game that has the potential to complete this challenge. So every character that has a reversal sig is Bodvar Hammer down sig, Vrax Lance down sig, Hattori Sword side sig, Scarlet Hammer down sig, Lucian Blasters side sig, Taros Hammer end sig, Baraza Axe end sig, Diana Blasters down sig, and Diana Bow down sig, Val Sword end sig, Mordex Scythe down sig, Yumiko Hammer side sig, Caspian Gauntlet side sig, Zol Axe side sig, Kaya Spear side sig, Volkov Scythe side sig, and the honorable mentions: Orion Spear down sig, Sentinel Katars down sig, Taros Axe down sig, Azoth Bow side sig, Olgrim Axe down sig, Core Gauntlets down sig, Wushang Gauntlets down sig, Cross Blasters down sig, Mirage Scythe down sig,
Double knockout.
Vector Bow down sig, Onyx Cannon down sig, and Mako Greatsword down sig, as well as her Katars down sig. Some of these are honorable mentions because they don't naturally send them behind you, but they can in certain situations. So the ones that are under the honorable mentions, anything that I said after honorable mentions, anything after Orion, it's really situational on when they can send the opposite way, but they still can, so I included them on the list. But everything else before that is guaranteed to send them the opposite way. So those ones are more reliable, but the honorable mentions that I stated still can. It's also not very specific on the angle that they can be launched in order for it to be considered a reverse KO or a reverse signature. And the reason why I say this is because a signature like Mako's Ensig on Katars, if you active input it, it technically sends behind, but I'm not sure if they count that as sending the opposite way, but they might count that, so I guess that that could also work. But she has other SIGs that work as well. The next challenge in the Battle Pass that you can start completing is the Octavius Mordex challenges. That is the Mordex level up skin challenges in order to level them up. The attacks that have active input are Mordex's down sig, as well as his Gauntlet's down sig on both weapons, down sig on both Scythe and Gauntlets. Fate's Orb down sig has active input, and her side sig has active input. Petra Gauntlet's side sig also has active input. Volkov's Scythe side sig also has active input, and so does Mako's Katar end sig. All of those signatures have active input and can help you complete this challenge if you get a kill. Other than that, the only moves in the game that have active input are Scythe's moves. Scythe is the only weapon in the game that has active input on its base kit, and those active input moves are side light, down light, neutral air, and of course down air. All of those have active input, and all of those can be used to help you complete the Mordex challenges as well. The final challenge in the Battle Pass is the Podium challenges, which is to get grounded light attack damage. I think you need around 21,000. The only tip that I can give you for the challenge is to just try to play a very grounded playstyle and try to use majority of your light attacks on the ground, and try not to play in the air as much to get this challenge done a lot faster. If you're playing free for all, again, you're going to be able to build up damage a lot quicker than in any other game mode, so I recommend doing that for this challenge as well. The only actual real tip I can give you for doing this faster is to play Zol with max attack and uses Axe, because Axe builds up damage very quickly on the ground, so you can utilize that to your advantage. And also, since he has a very high attack stat, you're going to be building up damage a lot faster. That's the only tip that I can really give you for this. So that's it for this video, for the tips on how to complete the Battle Pass a lot faster. Play free for all a lot to do your challenges, and try to use legends that fit more than one category of completing challenges. Don't use legends that will only do one challenge and then use another legend for another challenge, because that's going to make doing the challenges take a lot longer than it should. If there's a legend that fits the description for both challenges, then by all means use them and try to complete those challenges. For example, Petra completes 3 different challenges in this battle pass, so she's a very good legend to try to use right now. She completes the Orb heavy attack damage, she completes the Gauntlet's light attack damage, she also completes the Octavius Mordex active input attack KOs challenges. She doesn't have a reversal sig, or else that would put her in 4 different categories that she can complete. But for now, she only completes 3 of the categories, so she's a very good legend to use this week, and I highly recommend using her to get these challenges done. So like I said, that's going to be pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully this does help for week 1's challenges of the Battle Pass, and I will see you guys in the next one.